Yeah, well, like, there was absolutely no.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to season 5, episode 11. We haven't been cancelled. We are still here, even though we are labelled the world's shittest podcast or something along those lines. I am joined tonight by two very chipper young men, older than me, but still relatively young, midlife.
Yeah. Look younger than you.
No, definitely not.
I mean, if
Apart
we
from
were
Karl.
measuring, if you were like a
Apart from
tree, you know, when you chop into a tree and it's got all these different layers, and that's how you can tell how old they are. I think we
Okay.
should be able to judge somebody's age by the size of their forehead, and in that case, you'd be the oldest on the planet
You're
Earth.
fucking joking. Your forehead goes from your fucking eyes to your arsehole, mate.
It does now, yeah.
It don't, mate. It don't. There's lots of stuff stopping it on the way. Anyway, anyway, there's lots and lots to talk about tonight, and I'm sure we will get into it once we've all relaxed. But thanks everyone for joining. We'll run a bit of an intro, and we'll chat a bit of Leeds United shit.
Hi, this is Don Matteo, and you are listening to the Ought to Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
Leeds are shit.
We're recording, you know.
Oh, shit.
We're the good staff. I don't think we've got the personnel.
You can fucking laugh all you want, you absolute bellend.
I think about things. That's why you lot are idiots.
A melted version of a dick that's been shrink wrapped.
The absolute elite shithousery of this.
Yeah, I've just realised Jay looks like a little hamster in one of them videos when he's got long hair across his face. He looks like a he looks like hamster
a
dance.
bulb, an absolute bulb.
Yeah. Evening, lads. Thank you ever so much for joining me. I know Gilly was meant to be hosting tonight, but he's elsewhere. Smarty has taken Gilly's place, and he's looking very
Tag me
dapper. I must say, what are you wearing there,
Tag me
Smarty?
in. I might have been to a special event this evening before I came home. Just swung by Ellen Road and visited the guys down at the Megastore, Superstore, whatever you want to do. I've got one of the Adidas Special, whatever you want to call it, polo shirts on. It's fucking really comfortable and very, very expensive, I will have you know.
Is that a polo shirt?
Well, I think it's technically it's a long sleeve polo shirt. Yeah.
Did you get anything else there for winning the old raffle?
I might have got a free scarf.
Ooh, give us a look there now.
I'm not going to get out because obviously, well, the scarf.
It's folded.
It's folded, yeah. But yeah, you get a picture.
Don't be a twat.
Yeah, get it out.
Get it out for a laugh.
Get it out.
Get it out.
Nearly after 9 o'clock as
Well,
well.
that's nice.
There you go.
I like that.
I'll do that. Freebie, cheeky, sound.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah,
done
you
with
were
that.
right. So met Eddie Gray. Fucking hell, what a top night it's been. And now I'm talking to you fine gentlemen as well. So.
What a day.
Topped it
What
all
day
off by
to be like?
talking to us.
Yeah, but it was good. Some nice gear on sale, but it's fucking expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Apparently-
Yeah.
Go
I
on.
was going to say, apparently people have got 5 minutes to get in your fucking basket and get it tomorrow morning. Otherwise, it's going to chuck you out. So, time is of the essence.
Really? And price-wise, we're starting. What was that? The cheapest thing there, obviously.
This was the cheapest because I'm very poor, of course. This was 100.
Poor and tight are two different things.
I'm both. Yeah, I think the polo shirt's 100 quid. I think the jumper was 110. The trainer's 130 quid. The jacket is 160. That thing that looks like it will itch you for days. And the joggers are 130, I believe, as well.
Blimey.
It's pricey. And I saw some lad had bought the whole lot. I was like, holy shit, balls.
It's going to be a timeless piece, though, and it is going to be worth a lot of money in the future. It's one of those that if you save it and don't wear, in 20, 30 years, they'll be worth an absolute fucking fortune. And special stuff by Adidas is notoriously expensive anyway, but it is that little bit better quality.
That is correct, Ray. Yeah, good luck to anyone who wants it. It is some nice gear. I mean, I'm not into trainers really, but it is some decent gear. But this is really nice. This really comfy as well. And
Yeah,
the jumper
it
looks nice as well.
Nice.
So
I think I'd have probably been tempted to just stretch out an extra tenner and got the jumper rather than a polo.
yeah, I was tempted to get everything. To be fair, I thought, ooh, but I thought, nah, fuck it. I'm not
How am I going to
spending
explain
500
that
quid
to the
on
wife when I get
Yeah,
home?
exactly. She nearly
Yeah.
slapped me when I walked through the door. She went, "How much was it?" I went, 100 quid. I said, what? For the polo shirt?
You'd be looking at the goods of 600 or 700 quid for the whole lot, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Quick maths, Carl.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway, gents, we've obviously got a fair few discussion topic points tonight to get through. So we'll start with a bit of a predictions update, Smarty. I think you've got that for us, have you? Or have I got it? I've got it in front of me. Don't worry. Don't worry if you haven't.
I can do it if you like.
I've got
I can
it.
quickly consult the OKB chat if you like.
I've got it. I put it up on my screen because I knew none of you'd be prepared, you see.
No,
So,
I've got it. I've got it. If you want me to do it.
Go for it.
It's fine.
Take it away.
You can tell this is a proper ramshackle thrown together episode this evening.
Auto know better predictions.
Good time.
Jesus Christ! I thought my internet had died there again when it stopped and kind of paused. I was like, "Oh fuck, not already." But no, it wasn't. It was just that.
Hannah, or Yank Hannah, as we call her, is the only one to score. Sorry, Hannah, the only one spot on. Sorry, the only one spot on. Sorry, he says 5 points. I think there were quite a lot of 2-1s, etc., and whatever else. 2-0s. Oh no, the correct score was 2-1. Sorry, I'm absolutely fucking nowhere.
There's lots of 3-1s and lots of 2-0s.
Lots of 3-1s, lots of 2-0s, lots of here, there, and everywhere. But she's the only one that went 2-1, so she gets 5 points. He says, "I'm still top by 1 point from Joe and Joe." This is Gilly, and there have been no movement elsewhere. But I don't care because I'm not at the bottom anymore. So fuck it.
Every cloud and all that. Every cloud. Speaking of scores, should have been 3-1s and 2-0s and that. Let's have a bit of a chat about the game. I know Jay and was it yourself, Smarty, on last night?
No, Gilly.
Oh, so Jay and Gilly. So none of us have actually spoke about the game, and I've not seen the game, so that's helpful because I've only seen. Where am I going to watch it back?
Don't you get a LUTV with membership or something? Don't you?
Well, I've not had time, to be honest. I've not had time. I was too busy wild camping in a zoo car park to watch that bloody rubbish. It wasn't rubbish, though, was it, by the sounds of things? But anyway, let's talk about that game, and I'll chip in where I can. We'll start with the scoreline, because from the highlights, it certainly looks like it should have been more than 2-1. We had enough chances, probably. I think, did Bogle hit the bar or post or the right angle?
Yeah, he hit it with the cross.
And one or two others. Aronson getting on the score sheet was good. So tell me about it. How was it? You were both there, both in the south stand, probably about 5 seats away from each other. What's the story? Start with you, Carl.
First 20 minutes, really good, bright. It's all right. But I thought after the first 2 goals, I was always under the impression that we really needed to absolutely hockey them to be in any way safe at all. It was just that nagging feeling I had. But is it Cleverly, their manager, came out and he said that they dominated from 15 minutes to 70 minutes. And I was kind of standing there, and I don't know if you watched the same game, because we were absolutely all over them for majority of the first half. Granted, they came out of the blocks in the second, and they got their goal, and for the effort they put in the first 10 minutes, they probably deserved that goal. But overall, I don't think they deserved anything from the game, like a point or anything like that. It was a shame to see Ramazani go off, because I thought he was starting to be really dangerous. The pace of the game was really, really high, and it's no slight on Solomon, obviously, but he came on and it seemed like the game was kind of slowed down a little bit, because he's not really up to speed, and I can't imagine Fark wanted to give him the amount of game time that he actually gave him, and I think he wasn't up to the pace as he would have been against Hull and before he got injured, you know what I mean? So you got to give him time, I guess, but it did seem to slow down when Ramazani went off.
Rusty.
Yeah. Thought Aronson had a good game. Again, looked busy for large portions without really doing a lot, and then exploding into it quite a bit. I thought he had a good game. took his goal quite well. It's a difficult chance to take if it's coming at you like that, but he took it well. I think Tanaka and Rothwell in the middle of the park were absolutely fucking fantastic again. They were, they were solid, just really solid. And I know Gilly's kind of eating his humble pie around Rothwell and all that, but I think it's going to be a tough decision.
I tried to make him have it on Sunday, didn't he? And he just completely folded like a frigging deck chair and accepted that Rothwell were just amazing.
That's the thing.
You've not helped me here because I wanted to ask you lots of difficult questions, and you've just completely gone, "Oh no, Rothwell's greatest player in the league." Properly U-turned on his opinion.
Yeah, he did. You know what I mean? You can understand why you can't sit there and watch him play the way he's been playing for the last 3 and a bit games and not say that he's quite the tidy player and gets us on the front foot, I thought Firpo, that was probably one of his worst games so far this season.
He should have been subbed on 50 minutes. Him.
Yeah. He was completely out of touch there, and I think his I wouldn't say lack of getting back, but he was slow to get back and left Stroke isolated with that Ba chap. Is it Ba or Ba?
Is that big? Is he a big lad?
Yeah. Ba.
Well, he scored their goal, didn't he?
He did, yeah. So, but he kind of left Pascal isolated against him, and your man had the beating of Pascal with the pace and the strength. Anyway, he's about another foot taller than Pascal. I don't think it was one of Firpo's best, not by a long shot. And I think Dan James was good when he came on, actually. Very good.
Is Karl lagging for you?
It's a very good point, Karl.
Karl, what you said.
Yeah. Anyway, on to you, Smarty.
You need to put another hamster on the wheel, or something. Get Jay on the wheel.
Yeah,
put Jay back on the wheel.
I'll look into it.
Give him a little hamster.
I'll look into it. Anyway, as I say, I can't overly comment on individual performances. I haven't seen the full 90 minutes. However, from the initial conversation we had about we should have scored more goals, I'm pretty sure Joseph missed a gilt-edged header. I think Pirro missed a decent chance as well. We obviously hit the bar post. Smarty, anything else to add to the sort of oversight of the full 90 there, other than what
he's absolutely gone through everything there. He's absolutely left me fucking scraps to go over, hasn't he? I think we did really well in the first opening stages of the game. We took it to them. I think the first goal was very, very, very lucky for us to score, and quite unfortunate for the keeper to drop it into his own goal. I keep seeing reports and people saying, "Oh, there was 2 howlers." The second goal I wouldn't really class as a howler. He's parried it away, and Aronson, as Karl has already alluded to, made a difficult finish and slotted it straight in there. So I wouldn't have ever called that a lucky goal. But we failed to I think they got the shit in order, settled down a little bit, and then made more of a game about it. They were a very physical team. When they obviously straight after half time, I think we were just caught daydreaming. I thought they came right at us. Someone's either giving them a couple of cheeky lines in the fucking dressing room. They came straight at us, and they were well up for it. And to be fair, that goal, probably a bit of a scrappy goal. We shouldn't have really conceded like that, but it was, probably what they deserved really. In that opening 5 minutes, they absolutely battered us. But like you say, cleverly, with these comments about him dominating the game from 15 to 70 minutes, holy shit, he must have definitely been handing something out in that dressing room, because I don't know what he's been taking, but he's clearly either stupid or deluded. That's all I can say.
Well, he's from Bradford, and he didn't play for Scum.
Well, that would probably explain it. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was a good game. I think I expected more. I think anyone who were there or watching on TV once we were 2-0 up at 7 minutes gone thought, hey, this could be a cricket score here. And obviously it's settled down a little bit or whatever. But we never really looked troubled. I mean, yeah, they were physical and stuff, but they don't really have that many decent players going forward. They never troubled us at the back anyway. But I think they'll be there or thereabouts. I think they're a decent enough squad. I think it's probably one of the best teams we've played this year. Probably the best team we've played at home this year. And I think they probably will be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. But you don't know. It's a long season. You just don't know, do you?
No, Bryn
I
said
don't really have
were,
much to add to
yeah,
Karl, really.
Bryn said they're the best opposition side at Ellen Road, extremely physical. Story of us from last season, missed a lot of chances, but unlike last season, we ground the result out, which is the important thing in it. You know, we took the +3 from that game. I had a conversation with somebody. Actually, I just want to get together your two thoughts on this before the game. Now, I don't really like this term. However, it is a term, and it will always be a term within footballing world. It was something along the lines of I know what it was. It was last night. Tuesday night was a must-win game.
There are no such thing as must-win games in the first.
Well, I think there are. I disagree with that comment. I think there are must-win games, but usually at the business end of the season, when you're trying to get into Europe or it's a 6-pointer in a relegation battle or a promotion battle, or you're trying to get in the playoffs. So when there's something to play for, there is absolutely must-win games, isn't there? You know,
must-win games. And there are. I suppose if you can lend it to maybe like Sunderland might have been a must-win game, to put a little bit more pressure on them, or whatever. Ideally, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't ever consider any sort of game personally. Before the second half of the season's underway as a must-win. We're still finding his feet. We're 11 games in now, 12 games in?
11.
It's fucking still early days, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing, yeah.
Some of these teams that are in the top 6 are probably going to drop away. Some of the teams that are gurgling around the plug hole as well are going to probably come up to mid-table and maybe even challenge for the playoffs. So it's really too early. I won't ever say a must win. But that's why it's so divisive. It's lovely, isn't it?
No. Karl, do you think there is first of all, do you think there's such thing as a must-win game, and do you think that sort of game last night was a must-win?
I think the point you made as well, that must-win games are ones where you're coming towards the end of the season and you're at home to Sunderland, and that's a must-win. Kind of way. I think until it's like there's not a big enough points gap between the top of the table and say 10th, 11th, 12th. And I think until that section of the table starts to take shape and you can see who's actually going to be there or thereabouts, you're talking like end of November, beginning of December when it starts to take shape, especially around the Christmas time. You get a lot of games flying about the place and there's a lot of movers around that time as well. But if you can get to see to that point, I think then must-win games, not until after Christmas for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you need to see how the table's looking.
I think if you're classing last night as a must-win game, you're putting far too much pressure on yourself as a fan, and on the club as well. Look, we should be winning those games. However, I don't think they are must-wins, and I think that I just wanted to get your thoughts. Right, let's go down to individuals' performances. Then I know you've touched upon a couple. Great to see Dan James back. And I saw he should have had an assist for that absolute delightful ball into Mateo Joseph. Arguably, I think the chances that I saw, Mateo probably finishes Piro's and Piro probably finishes Mateo's, which is frustrating. And easy to say in hindsight because we don't know that definitely would have happened. But standout performers then. You've obviously mentioned Firpo was relatively poor by his standards. Stroik had a bit of a nightmare up against Bar, and standouts then. Who was great? Obviously Ramazani before he went off.
I liked Aronson. I thought Aronson played very well. I think his ball recoveries are just brilliant. He's really nippy. He's fast. He's aggressive. Completely different player to what we had in the Premier League. And I think he's been named in the Championship Team of the Week, I believe, today.
Cheers for ruining that next segment. Cheers.
Oh, sorry. Well, I don't know what else you could probably say about it that we're about to say now. Stand-up performance.
Karl?
Yeah, I'd go along the same lines there. I thought Nanto was quite good first half, but then when he came off, I thought I read somewhere that his shoulder was heavily strapped. No, I don't know if there's too much in that or if it's precautionary or whatever.
Probably just his shoulder in there.
Well, you know what I mean. It's one of them. I don't know if he took a heavy fall or something along them lines, but he just went off the boil in the second half. I thought he was quite good in the first. I know you're probably going to disagree, Smarty, but I think he's very, very busy when he gets about the pitch, and he likes to be on the ball, and I think we're starting to use him in different... Willie.
Not Willie. Oh, no, I think he's brilliant as Willie. I just didn't think that last night were one of his best games.
Oh no, I know, yeah, but I think he was quite good in the sense that he was very much trying to get about the place and influence things in a positive light, and there was very much the kind of moving the ball forward. But I guess, you know, everyone's different, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I thought, you know, Pirro looked like he was quiet, but then, you know, I watched extended highlights on YouTube, and there was quite a bit of involvement from him as well. So I think that, like you said, the team is starting to gel a bit now, and they're starting to understand each other a little bit, and the movement is getting a little bit more in tune with everyone around each other, you know.
Yeah, and it shows, doesn't it? I think one thing we can certainly say, the difference from the games I've seen, and by the sounds of it, like it continued last night, is that actually we do seem to look far more complete as a unit, both defensively and with the ball as well, in attack. So whereas before we had match winners who we relied upon in Jorginho and Somerville, we don't necessarily have that level of quality and somebody who can drift across, you know, beat 3 or 4 players every time they get the ball. But we do have the movement now that we were probably missing quite a lot last season, in front of Aronson or in front of Tanaka or Rothwell or whoever's progressing forward. They've got options, and the movement seems to be back. You know, we looked so stagnant at times last season because I think everyone just expected Jorginho to either go run through 3 players and then pass it, or Creed to shoot, cut inside and shoot with his right foot and bag it in the top bins. So because we're less reliant on that, I think everyone's having to. Sorry?
The progressive play this year is much better. You've got ball players like Tanaka and Rothwell, who in 3 milliseconds can pass a ball that would take Jorginho 3 minutes to run it from A to B through 3 players. Yeah, it doesn't look as great, but it's more effective. And we've said this for a while, you know, them kind of players, your Pablo type of players that, you know, get ball to feet and then bosh, it's gone. Whether it's whipped to the other side of ball or it's played through to another player. That's what we were crying out for last season, which we just didn't have. Yeah, you know,
I think last season
we've got a natural 10 in Aronson in there as well.
Yeah,
who you know drifts around the. Whereas what Rutter did very well. Rutter wasn't one for finding pockets of space and picking the ball up in those pockets of space. He was just pick it up, ball to feet, and dribble. You know, that was his game pretty much.
We feel more like a team now rather than reliant on a couple of individuals, and you know, and not taken away from the 2 boys. They were great for us last year or whatever the case. Now we just like there seems to be more structure to the forward play now rather than get it down and, like you said, Smarty, Jorginho stumble his way through 3 or 4 players. Get it out wide to Somerville, and they all knew it was going out there. We saw towards the back end of the season they were starting to double up on Somerville. Then, you know what I mean?
Because they were predictable. I mean, it's easy for us to say with hindsight, etc. But he really lost his way towards the back end of the season because and I don't want to sound like I'm bitter or anything, because I'm not, you know, but I just think that he only really had 3 moves, and that were cut onto his right and looked to either cross it or shoot. Overlap from Firpo, which he'd pass through to him, or he'd just hook it back to either Gruev or Ampadu at sat on, you know, an edge of pitch. Those were only his 3 moves, really.
Yeah, and
whilst in possession of the ball, I mean, not off the ball.
Yeah, so, but in this year, like we it's like having them gone has forced Farke's hand to actually play a bit of football now rather than be dependent on them.
But I'd argue that's not changed. I'd argue because we had them in the team.
Changed.
That's because that was just their prerogative. That's what they do. That's how they play football.
They were greedier footballers.
Just on another point, we've mentioned now. Everyone's mentioned about how good Tanaka and Rothwell have been. We've seen those 2 now play as a unit for a few games. for all the good they bring in terms of progression and moving the ball forward and getting forward and looking forward rather than backwards in particular, in quite in contrast to what Guev and often Ampadu do, then do we still sort of look a little bit more vulnerable for all those positives? Do we still look a little bit more vulnerable defensively without a Guev and Ampadu, because we've got two players that aren't necessarily as defensive minded? I know Tanaka does work hard and wins the ball back a lot, but he also, his first thought when you watch him is to look up and see what's in front of him rather than behind him. Now, we were getting frustrated with this a lot last season and early stages of this season, actually, with Gruev and with Ampadu, with the fact that their first touch, they tend to look sideways or often backwards.
Safe.
But we were much safer and much solid, I think. Do we look a little bit more vulnerable with arguably two more progressive central midfielders than two CDMs, which you naturally will do? And this is a question to you both: how do we line up when everybody's fit? I'll start with you, Smart, if you want.
Me to go first. I think we're to look at it from a point of that Kamara played most of the time in the midfield with Gruev rather than Ampadu. Obviously you're taking his position alongside Rodon in defence. So if we base it on them two, Tanaka's a much better player than Kamara. He's equally as good on the ball, if not better. And his progressive passing's much better as well. You missed a shimmy shake and pass it backwards. That's all really. I mean, he was safe. He was a safe play with Kamara, but he was nowhere near on the same sort of levels, aggression-wise and stuff as Tanaka. He's a complete level above. So we've massively improved in that position there. And then obviously Gruev's Gruev, but once Ampadu's back fit and stuff, I think Ampadu comes straight back in. And unfortunately, I think Rothwell's going to have to take a back seat unless they can shift someone out somewhere, maybe push one of them up instead of Aarons, and maybe put Rothwell in that 10 position, but he's not a number 10, so unfortunately one of them is going to have to bite the bullet and get sat on the frigging bench, because I think Ampadu and Tanaka are going to be the two starting there going
and
forward.
We can throw Guilavogui into who we haven't seen yet as well into the mix.
Yeah,
so we've got we'll come on to that. We will come on to him shortly. Karl, what would your thoughts be in terms of how we line up, and would it vary based on who we're lining up against? If we're playing in Oxford at home, might we line up differently to say we were playing Sunderland away or Sheffield United away or something?
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to what you said there, the teams that we're going to face and whether it's at home or whether we're away. But you know what Farke is like at the minute, and he's not going to change a winning team as long as they're winning, regardless of what the story is. I think.
Karl, your signal is absolutely awful, mate. I don't know if anybody else is getting that. I'm just going to remove you. It might be worth just logging back out and logging in, pal.
Right.
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 We got that bit.
Poor guy.
It was awful. I only got sort of 3 words of that full conversation, which is hard enough when he's speaking in his dodgy Irish accent to try and decipher. So
I even
for
told you
everybody else,
about his mate that he bumped into in the Peacock on.
We'll talk about him
Tuesday
when we
night.
go on. Yeah, that'd be funny
when he comes back.
But for me, I think it very much depends on who we're up against. I think obviously Ampadu comes back into the starting lineup. Regardless, he's the captain. He's probably the best central midfielder we've got, both defensively and can pick a pass out and that as well. And then it's who do you play next to him? I suppose it comes down to who we're up against. So I'm seeing lots of comments around Ao and Ampadu for Mark.
I think that's the more likely.
I think that's the most likely
too. Absolutely.
Yeah. And he's back. But now there's no picture. Now there is. Good evening.
Vodafone are getting a strongly worded email tomorrow. I'm sick of this shit.
I can't believe you're going with somebody who used to sponsor Scum, to be honest.
If you're going to be all petty about it like
Is that are you watching this on your sharp telly later?
What's that drinking there, Shag? Is what are you on with?
Just a beer.
Is it a beer? Looks like a fucking whiskey.
It does look like a whiskey.
No, it's not. It's just in a nice little.
Is it his internet or is it Karl?
It's in his tumbler, isn't it? He's got his tumbler out.
Yeah, it's a nice little thing, like, you know what I mean? Right there.
So yeah, it's a nice headache to have. We've now got 5-6 options if you want to throw Charlie Crew in there as well, who represents Wales regularly. And obviously this new guy we're going to come on and talk about is Guilavogui, and we'll talk about him in a moment or two. But based on what we've just said, then who was your man of the match?
My man of the match, geez, that's I'd probably go with Tanaka, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
I think from what I could see, it was quite a popular answer, and obviously the team of the week was really smart. And you brought up this news: Aronson was selected in the team of the week, and Tanaka wasn't, which has surprised quite a few.
Different position, and I suppose players in Tanaka's position probably having better games, you know, higher scores on FootMob or whatever the case may be. But
yeah,
it's a harder position, I suppose, than the number 10 because it's there's not many superb number 10s in the championship. Like, so for Tanaka not to get in, it's just down to the amount of quality centre mids, I think.
Yeah, cool. We mentioned Ramazani's.
You got all that, did you? I didn't fucking fade out there. We got
you, unfortunately. And Ramazani's injury. Then it was. Has anyone heard anything else? He's rolled. I know he rolled. It was his ankle, I believe. There's nothing been reported or released yet. But people are suggesting maybe after the next international break in November or even longer. But I think it's all guesswork at this stage. I don't think anybody actually knows. He obviously put a
put on thing on
Instagram saying,
it said, "I'll be back. I'll be back.
I'll be back." So yeah,
I commented to call him Termazani, but he didn't. No one saw it. I thought that was genius.
Probably blocked anyway.
Termazani. Yeah.
Okay, on that one. Tumbleweed just flew past my window. Right. Anyway, let's move on. Let's do a few comments because this is going to be painful if we don't. Piro and Joseph missed some sitters last night. Yeah, we've spoken about those. Danny, thank you so much. Ian Bannister, great timing. Any news on Ramazan? Answers no. But we believe he has rolled his ankle. We don't know to what extent.
It's going to be this evening.
Jay, his Iron, and Gilly were on last night. So there was 3 of them on last night. Jay was obviously back home in the kitchen. Yeah. Why didn't he move that fucking iron?
Doesn't look like he uses it.
It can't be used because if you see how he comes, his get up when he comes to a game, it looks like
someone to give him a lift. He needs Samwise Gamgee to come round and help him fucking shift.
It looks like he's been wedged into a car boot every time he gets to a game. He's like a crinkle cut chip.
Like Harry Potter under steps.
Like a human McCoy.
Fucking hell.
Mark Wright asks, are Sunderland going to be this year's Ipswich with the look they get? We saw last night that there was a goal disallowed for Luton, which actually looks like it was the right decision if you watch it back. He was offside.
I didn't see it, no.
There was a player actually comes from an offside position and tries heads the ball, which means he's made a play at the ball. So he was actually offside. So yeah, so I don't know. Is the honest answer? They look a decent side.
I don't think so.
I don't think anybody's going to be like that this season.
No, that's well, we've that £20 charity bet on anyway, don't we?
What was that again?
Where I reckon that it'll be 84 points will win the league this year. And you said no, no above 84.
Yeah, that's right. Something like that.
$20.
Bryn says Tanaka was excellent. Aronson okay, not so good first half. Knackered after 50 minutes. It's sort of good timing in it to get Dan James back and Solomon, who obviously look like he's still not fully fit, and we did see Solomon's admission that he's not been as good as he should be, but he's promising to get there for us. Obviously held back slightly with that injury, but I mean you can see his class, can't you, when he's got the ball at his feet.
Before he got injured, he was absolutely class. People call him fucking fat and lazy and slow, and I'm like, what? Honestly, there's some absolute cretins in our fan base on Twitter and stuff. Yeah, so I think I might have shared it with a couple of you guys. I should have got it for Shit Take a Week actually, but I totally forgot to. But yeah, some people calling him useless and lazy, and he's selfish, and I was like, what on earth are you chuffing saying? The guy's absolutely quality. I mean, everyone were absolutely loving him before he got injured. And now all of a sudden, now all of a sudden he's shit, fat and slow and we should have never got him from Tottenham. Fucking have a word with yourself.
Yeah.
The same dickheads that are going on about how clueless and tactically inept that, Daniel Farke is and stuff seem to have gone completely quiet.
Yeah, they've gone quiet for a few weeks now. Yeah. And then they'll be straight back once we lose a game.
Yeah.
Because nobody ever loses a game of football. So just moving on, Mark Wright says with Brendan, we've got someone who holds, this is talking about the 10, I think in comparison to Jorginho. We've got someone who holds back, then makes the late run into the space, into the box.
Was that meant to be Pirro last year, was it?
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, and I think he's sort of agreeing with the comment that I mentioned. Ian Bannister makes an interesting comment here about Rothwell. Anyone agree? And this could probably separate the cat amongst the pigeons a little bit, because anyone agree that with me that the last couple of games Rothwell has been playing some bad, dangerous balls and we've been getting caught out a lot. Now, is that part and parcel with taking risks and being progressive? And do you need somebody like that in the team to actually try and cut open a defence, or would you? It's sort of a catch-22, isn't it? You want somebody to try and make those passes and be a little bit more creative and daring, shall we say? But actually, if he passed it backwards, we'd all be mourning, wouldn't we?
Mm. I think his stats speak for himself. I mean, if he were losing it a lot, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't lose it at all, but if you're going for higher risk, sort of rewarding passes, which he does. I mean, he does some brilliant sort of passes. Then you are going to get cut out or intercepted at some point. So but I think his stats. Not that I want to be a stat nonce or anything like that. Don't want to cross that threshold. But I think he's pretty good. So I don't know about getting caught out a lot. But it's.
I can't recall any kind of giveaways that he's
I don't think
he's
so.
done in the last 3.5 games that have resulted in us being on the back foot in a significantly bad manner. Like I think
there has been instances where one might have been intercepted or he might have lost a ball and under a tackle or something, but I don't think getting caught out a lot. I don't think that's right. I think he's quite a tidy player.
I think so, yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know Ian about that one.
I don't think his passing has put us under any severe pressure by any means at all.
We're watching stadium, so we can't see what people look at on TV. It's not that I'm having a dig or anything.
I suppose that there is that.
They get a bird's eye view of stuff better than we. I mean, we're a completely
that
different
is true
angle
to
and
be
level
fair,
to
yeah.
that. So maybe
Steve remembers him getting caught on the ball once last night, but can't think of any others.
Yeah, but I said that maybe once or twice, but not a lot. I wouldn't have thought a lot.
Yeah. There's not enough to kind of sit there and slate him for doing a bad job by any means at all.
Ian's fuming now.
No. But on the flip side of that, I would almost. I mean, Pablo got caught a few times with silly passes, but because he was trying them. Do you know what I mean? And nobody's going to be perfect all the time. And I mean, even Kevin De Bruyne makes an error every now and then. But we're not paying Kevin De Bruyne money, are we, for Joe Rothwell on loan? So let's move on. Couple of questions for the panel tonight. First one, what about your story with your mate in the pub, Smarty and Karl? Come and tell us this story.
Yeah, that's Karl's story.
Oh, right. It was just if Billy from Monaghan is watching, how you getting on, man? Yeah, he just came up and started chatting to us, and I genuinely hadn't a clue who he was.
That's not true. That's not true. That's slightly.
Tell the truth, Smarty.
Me and Karl were speaking politely, having a nice civilized conversation, of course, and then all of a sudden this thing came out of nowhere. Dressed in green, obviously, because he's fucking from wherever he's from in Ireland, or the Irish. And he comes out, he got fucking Berardi and Coke! Like that. I thought it was like an extra from fucking Father Ted. Wait, what on earth? What on earth is this? And he's pointing at Karl, he's going, Berardi and Coke! And he looks like some sort of Wish fucking Logan or something from X-Men. What's he called? What's his real name?
Wolverine.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Can't remember his fucking Hugh Jackman, some sort of like Wish Hugh Jackman, little fella. And I thought, Jesus fucking Christ, I didn't have a clue who I was.
No.
All right, well, you fucking rubbed me up the wrong way straight away, sunshine. But he recognised Jay. I don't know if he'd been watching Lord of the Rings or something, so I don't know. Didn't recognise me, didn't have a clue. So you can't be watching that much. But yeah, absolutely all over Karl. Fucking hell, I thought we were going to watch out for him, whether he slipped something into his pint or something before he made away. But I hope you're watching, Billy. I hope you're all right.
Yeah.
Remember me now, you
Hi, Billy.
dick.
See you next time you're over.
And that's
he
the
managed
story.
to get it. Well, he managed to get a ticket
I've just completely
on the Monday
boycotted Karl's story
evening,
there, sorry.
and he booked a flight and came over at 7:00 on Tuesday morning, and was drinking all day essentially, like, and that was the end boss result of it there, really, like, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Karl got recognised in the Peacock. Basically, he won that.
So did Jay, and Smarty didn't. So
I didn't.
Nice.
It's because you're deceptively short looking on the pod, Smarty. Maybe that's what it was, like.
Yeah.
Does anybody has anybody seen Jaden Anthony's miss last night?
Yeah, I was just going to say that, man. Jesus Christ, so bad.
It was within the 5-yard box. 5-yard box. Yeah. Within the 5-yard
6-yard box.
Just 6-yard box. Come across to him, and he just swung at it and just completely fucking fucked it up.
Oh, he's completely mashed it. Like, there was 2 people in work who were Hull fans, and one of them was at the game last night, and she was like, I couldn't believe it. I thought that was it. And I was like, not seen it. She showed me it. I was like, that's bad. He used to play for us last year. That's bad.
Yeah. Another question from Michael Gott. He's asked, do you believe that any truth in the rumour Archie might come back on loan to us? Or just a load of mumbo jumbo? I think that might be the fans clinging on to something there.
Well, there's rumours of him, of Orta looking at him for Sevilla, isn't there? So if there's that kind of chat, maybe the option is there. Like,
surely.
I think if he goes on loan, unless there is an option in there for us to take him if we want him, I think he would probably go to a lower mid-table Premier League side, or, like you say, out to Europe somewhere in the top division.
Possibly, yeah.
We know he's good enough, don't we?
Yeah, he'll make it in more sides anyway. So
I think probably mumbo jumbo and fans clinging on a little bit. And then Nick has said, I don't mind us losing the ball occasionally. It's going to happen if you're going to be progressive. Absolutely. You know, if you're going to try and pass the ball forwards, where there are opposition players in front of you, you're going to lose the ball more often if you pass it sideways or backwards.
We look at the Bielsa. You look at Bielsa's teams and how many risky passes were played through there, and how many of them paid off. Quite a substantial amount of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
So if you got the ball to do it and you go for those sort of high risk passes, those defense splitting passes, then you're going to make some mistakes at some point. But it's about recovering and getting back on your fucking ear game there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Joe Bedford actually makes a great point, and I just wanted to pick up on this actually. Has anybody seen the short from I once met a footballer, I'm mates with a footballer with Joe.
My mate's a footballer.
My mate's a footballer with
what's
Joe.
What's his name? Joe
Wilkinson, is it?
Joe Wilkinson. That's him, Joe Wilkinson, and with Paddy Bamford. Now, I believed until today that he was the heir to the throne of the JCB. His father was Mr. JCB, and that's what I've always believed, and that's what I've always told people.
I heard this when he first joined us, and I remember it being poo-pooed straight away. So I don't know how this has managed to carry on for 6 years.
He even said that one of Marcelo's coaches, one of his assistants, said something about the day we got promoted on the pitch. Said something to him. So yeah, absolutely berserk. But apparently he's not. Apparently he's like his dad's 3 times removed his cousin or something. Bryn, they might have run the story years ago, but some of us didn't see it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I believed it until today. Not all of us have got 14 hours a day at work just to sit on the toilet and read Yorkshire Evening Post. But yeah, so it's not him anyway. Moving on. Let's move on. Shall we do? What shall we do? Shall we do? Have you managed to get anything into the brand yet for his car?
Would I try and just send a? I sent a message in the private chat there. Like, did you?
Yeah, I've seen that. I just wondered if you tried since, or have you just given up 8 minutes ago?
Well, my internet hasn't died since I stopped trying. Like, so
his emaciated hamster has failed him once again.
Yeah. I can try again, like, but it's what's.
Yeah, well, we'll carry on talking. We've got a few other discussion points, so just have another go, because there's quite a bit on there this week. Latest my mate is a footballer has Bill on it. I haven't seen that one. I know they did have. It was on last week.
Calvin.
Calvin was on last week. Yeah, that's right. Do you know what? I can't listen to him because I want to see him, and they put these great clips all over social media that you can watch 1 minute of, and I just want to watch it. I want to actually see them talking in a room together rather than just listen to them. And I think that's why. Because it looks so good, and it could be quite a good viewing as well as a listen. So, just feel like it would let me down. Right.
Do you tend to watch other podcasts or listen to them then? Do you tend to watch more?
The majority I listen to. However, I do often have them on video, so I watch them through YouTube, but just have the sound because I'm listening to them while I'm working.
General pods, personally, I tend to listen to, but if like you say, there's a specific interview with someone, I'd prefer to watch it. To actually
because you pick up a little bit more on the mannerisms and now the personality and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because of the shit, I think Karl's tried uploading again. I think he might have paused.
Are you there, Karl? Fucked it.
Yeah. Every time he tries uploading a WhatsApp image to our brand, he's really, really struggling. What we can do is, he's gone. He's gone. What we can do is I can get us ticking up and talking about something else, and I can try and upload them if you like. That might be a bit easier because Karl is running on. He's not on Duracell batteries tonight, is he? He's on like Aldi Essentials.
Are you there, Karl? Hello? Never mind. Take it out again. Take him out again. You look like a stone sloth then, didn't he? Like, what?
Do you know what he looks like? He looks like when he goes still. Do you ever used to watch Heart Attack?
Yeah, I remember.
You know that thing, that just the head?
Yeah. It does look a little bit like that, doesn't it? Poor Karl.
He's won, what's that game you used to play as a kid? Sleeping statues or something?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Musical
Sleeping Lions?
statues.
Doug the Head. Was it Doug the Head? No, Doug the Head was from Snatch, wasn't he? Anyway, we move on. Right, let's talk about this new signing. I don't know fuck all about him, so I'm hoping you know a little bit more than me. I know he's played for France. His name is Guilavogui.
Yeah. Joseph Guilavogui.
My name is Joseph Guilavogui.
Yeah, he's very softly spoken.
Somebody said him and Medley should have swapped voices.
Quite possibly, actually. Yeah. Yeah, you good point, because he's like really, really deep in it. Yeah. Apart from the old, extensive highlights reel on YouTube, which is probably as far as my research into these players goes, I can't really say much. He looks a relatively tidy player. He's obviously played at a good level of football. He's coming into his twilight years, I believe, as we call them. He's brilliant backup, I suppose. I've not really got a right lot else to say. I think he's absolutely buzzing with the move from what I can tell. The little bits of clips that I've seen here, there and everywhere. He's absolutely over the moon to be here. I think... I don't really know what else to say. I mean, he's obviously... I think he's been seen at a few games at Elland Road as well, which obviously got people talking about him.
Yeah, Chad's met him. On Jabby White's met him a couple of times.
Oh, really? So I know a lot of people have been... Obviously, there's been Coquelin and a few other names getting knocked around and stuff. But yeah, he's been consistently there, hasn't he? So, hey, I tell you what, if Fark likes him, if Fark thinks he can add value to our squad, then, we've got nothing to lose, have we, I suppose?
And he can play centre-back, and I think he's played centre-back more often than he has... centre midfield or defensive midfielders in recent years because he's 34, 35 years old. Obviously represented France a couple of times. What the fuck's going on? Karl, will you stop pressing fucking buttons? Centre back last season at Mainz, I believe. Any luck, Karl, now? Leave it to me, mate.
I'm trying to do some shit there. I'm in the middle of it. Leave me.
He's fuming.
Fucking rage.
Have you ever seen an angry Irishman? Yeah, Bryn rightly says there, centre back all last season. His mates with Oliver Decor, always going to go down well.
Oh, well.
Look,
prestige.
Steve Brown says he loves his interview, loved his interview. He came across really, really well and a really nice guy in the interview.
Yeah,
and I've since found out he actually he has a foundation that he runs in.
Did you find out? Or is it because Gilly had written it down?
No, I knew that earlier. I knew that. I said I read something about it earlier. It's called the Guilavogui Foundation or something like that. So I did find that out. But yeah, he runs an orphanage that houses over 20 kids in his home country, I believe. So seems Guinea. It is Guinea. It was in Guinea, which is which is really nice. But the reason I know how to pronounce his name, somebody said, how do you pronounce his name? And the reason I know how to pronounce it is because he said it on his video, and it rhymes very well with boogie. So I think that the song should have been, I put it, We Can Boogie Guilavogui, the song. And I think apparently there's teams in Scotland or even the Scottish national team already use that chant format, shall we say, to sing about something of theirs. So it does fit, and we'll see. We'll
Stop it, you wankers.
He's lost it, hasn't he? So yeah, Guilavogui, exciting. I mean, it's not. I don't suppose a free agent is ever too much to get excited about, but it sounds like his personality certainly fits the bill. Side before self, all that sort of thing. He just wants to play football. Really wanted to come to England. As you say, got decent.
Thanked his lucky stars, apparently.
Yeah, decent career.
Apparently, he had some interest over the summer and stuff. He was just looking for a project that suited him. Obviously, he's been training with the team for maybe 1-2 weeks. I'm not sure, but he's obviously been integrating with the lads as well, and they like him. Obviously, he fits the bill. So brilliant. We've got a player for absolutely nothing. He's costing us, he's cost us no sort of signing on or joining fee or anything. It's just a wage. And so, brilliant. I can't wait to get him play. Like I say, he comes across really, really well. He speaks really well. Very, very softly spoken. What else is there more to say, really? Bring it on.
6'4", 6'3" guy.
My size, is he? What a guy. Like him even more. There's not enough giants.
Yeah, but if he had your forehead, he'd be 6'10".
Oh, mate, can you imagine how far I could head a ball if he had my forehead? Fuck me. He'd be indestructible, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Fit for Christmas period. Is he injured then, is he?
Oh, don't listen to Bryn Johnson. Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus.
How are we getting on, Karl?
Yeah, right there.
Hey, has got a shit tick this week, my little spat of fact.
Hey, he's managed to do it. Well done, Karl. We really appreciate you. I don't believe a word anything Smarty said about you while you weren't here.
I could hear everything. It's fine.
This week, we do have a number of additions to, or options for the shit take of the week. We've got one called Me, which is just this one.
Jesus Christ, I can't make that out.
Yeah. Oh, well, this is our friend and I'm sure this guy would love to sponsor us. Actually, this is Adam Mott Tweets, and anybody who doesn't know what Adam Mott Tweets is, he's a guy I didn't really know of him or who he was, but I have recently since had a couple of to and fro's with this gentleman on social media. And he says, it's Twitter, do what you want, say what you want. It's all a bit of fun. I have my view and you have yours. And then proceeded to go back through months and months of Twitter to find some of Gilly's tweets. And
absolutely, and fair play to him.
Fair play. I'd have done it as well. And Gilly would have done it as well. Let's be honest. Gilly would have done it too. But it's still a bit of a shit take for you to say that that it's Twitter and all that. I think that's the shit take in that one, isn't it?
Yeah. It only suits if it's your narrative.
Yeah, he's giving Gilly shit for having an opinion, and then he says, "Yeah, sure, go have your own opinion. It's Twitter."
Hypocrite. I mean, his opinion was about Joe Rothwell being absolutely shite.
Yeah,
saying that he's absolutely shite, and also
that's a shit take in itself, by the way.
Which absolutely is, and hands down, fucking one of the worst takes of the season. But also he made the same sort of claims against Rutter. He said Rutter wasn't a footballer and they were absolutely shite as well.
And if we go back far enough, I'm pretty sure he said the same about Raf and Rodrigo.
I think he actually did say the same about Raf. Actually,
gave the ball away too much, didn't he?
In fact, we just need to get rid of him off here, don't we? Should we just sack him?
Get rid of him.
All in favour? Say hi. I love you little bald little shit. No, he's
yeah.
But to be fair to whoever, I don't know. I mean, I think he's blocked all of you apart from me.
I'll guess
you're all horrible bastards. But yeah, he's absolutely fucking got Gilly nailed to a post there. Absolutely fair play for calling him out on it. That's what I was going to do, hopefully on Sunday, but he folded like a deck of cards, like I say, and just went, oh no, Raphael's best player in Championship.
So that is shit take number 1. Shit take number 2, we've got this one, which is AJ Lawrence, and I think AJ might actually watch this. AJ tagged us in it. Yeah, Michael on Facebook said Leeds were lucky. Neither team deserved to win. This is after the Blades game, the Blunts game. Leeds were lucky. Neither team deserved to win. Second goal was a foul on Peck. Not sure what match you were watching, mate, but Leeds deserved it. We weren't at the races and wrong tactics and formation tonight. So I'm guessing this is on a Blunt's Facebook page. But Michael, whose surname has been scrubbed out for the purpose of GDPR, he said Leeds were lucky. Neither team deserved to win. Second goal was a foul on Peck. So fuck off, Michael. You're miles off with that one, mate.
Stupid swine.
Yeah.
We've got quite a few to get through, so I do need to try and have a little
busy
bit.
There on the old hamster one-string broadband.
Yeah, I know.
Indeed, haven't I?
Number 2.
Can we read any
number
of the
3.
rest of them?
Number 3 of this week. This was actually posted by Curtis Woodhouse, ex-player and boxer, and tagged in by Lukey. Good evening, Lukey. I know you watch each and every week. So this is in relation to England management. And yes, 100%. I'd rather go out in the group stage with Gareth Southgate than win it with Tuchel. It means nothing if we win it with a foreign manager, zilch. So I'm assuming he didn't support us when we had Capello or Sven-Göran Eriksson. And RAP actually. So that is a shit take in itself. Not Leeds related, but still football related.
It's a shit take overall because, let's be honest, no actual country has a manager from their home nation half the time, really, do they?
Well, you say that, but Spain's is, Italy's is, France's,
yeah.
Germany's.
No, at the moment, sometimes they just go outside the box and get someone else,
Moving on.
Yep.
Another shit take we've got from Ellie Moo. Patrick Bamford is crucial to us. He's already a Leeds United legend. Adam Pope says, I'm sure he'll be in the spotlight for us in the coming months. This is a quote from Daniel Farker. Ellie Moo then says, legend, what drugs is he on? He only damages the team when he plays. Give him away in January and pay 90% of his wages to whoever signs him. Thoughts on that one then? Because is legend, first of all, legend is thrown around far too freely for me, firstly. However, what Patrick Bamford has done for this club versus what he hasn't done for this club, it splits the fan base. I
was going to say, I thought you were going to one way or other. Absolutely.
And for me, he's scored an average of 1 goal in every 3 games he's played. The problem is he hasn't played enough.
Yeah.
That's he's been injured.
1 in 3 is not a bad return, considering the leagues we've been in, the Premier League and that as well.
1 in 3 is not a bad return if you actually pulled up his stats of actual appearances next to it, and then we could probably divulge into this,
I think it's around about 100. 108
he's not even got to 200. To say that he's been here, 6 years, 7 seasons now? To not even get to 200 bloody appearances is pretty fucking bad, like.
Well, it's averaged 30 games a season.
He's so crucial to the squad, etc., etc. And every single manager before him has said exactly the same. He's crucial to the squad.
But are we suggesting that we know more than them then?
I'm suggesting that everyone's entitled to their opinion, and my opinion is that I don't think that Patrick Bamford is as crucial as others are making out. I think what Daniel Farker is trying to do is keep him relevant, if I'm honest. But he's not going to say, Patrick Bamford's shit, we're going to get rid of him in fucking summer, is he?
Okay, the shit.
From a PR point of view, that's not going to look good on him because no one's going to want to buy him anyway. Not that there's been fucking people kicking his door and try and sign him anyway.
There was at one stage. He played for England.
Maybe when he were actually having a decent season, but not anymore. We'll be absolutely.
No, I completely agree. Not anymore. But to absolutely wipe out the whole of his time here, just to say that is shit now is I think.
I'm not wiping his. I think he's done. He's had good moments at the club, but if I were to look, across the 6 years of his spell here, I would say that he's been below average. I think he's been quite old and underwhelming, And he's one of the reasons why we're back in this fucking league, because he can't finish his fucking dinner.
By the way, I started number 9 that we got us promoted for the first time in 16 years. By the way, just saying.
I know. Well, we were very good then.
Yeah.
Moving on.
But the thing is, as was the rest of the team. But
moving on. Anyone else think he's fouling the defender there? Oh, that's Mateo Joseph's goal against not Sunderland, against Sheffield United, yeah. And it's 6-1 after the other. That's bollocks. I'm not even going to put that one back up. Fuck off.
No.
It was in there, number 5, Tom Garrett, German leading us into battle. I prefer not to speak. And then Tom Garrett also said on the 12th of the 12th, 2022, if Southgate goes, who should we get? Not a huge fan of foreign managers, but Tuchel could be the one, if I'm honest, due to the lack of quality England coaches available. So, on one hand, he's saying don't get Germans, and the second hand, he is saying anyone's for rent. So, I'm not even going to do a poll this week because the winner is Adam Mott tweets for me, just because he's been a cock and slagged the pod off. Yeah, well done.
Is that having an opinion? By God.
Imagine that. But it is Twitter after all, lads, and you can say what you want.
He's absolutely rattled the shit out of you a lot, and it's been quite funny actually when I read it all last night.
He's not rattled me at all.
It's not rattled me either.
He did a little.
I very rarely get into them spats, and I was just like, fuck.
I mean, he was equally as rattled by from what I can tell. You've all you've been wading in each other.
He blocked me straight away.
I mean, the guy has blocked everyone, but he's still taking screenshots somehow. So he must have some sort of other account knocking around somewhere.
No,
taking screenshots.
It's the new block thing, man. You can now see people who've blocked you. You can see their feed, but you can't interact with them. So he's going to just be able to screenshot.
I think it's just fucking pathetic. Go and have a scrap somewhere outside Peacock.
Yeah,
he's one
with
of the,
yourself.
People like that with a completely random profile picture and a random name, and there's no accountability or anything.
It's
They'll probably be watching now.
A pair of goggles.
It's just dickheads fucking fighting on Twitter.
Hi, Adam. Anyway, let's go through a few comments since we've been doing those shit takes of the week. Saladum says if he had Smarty's head, he'd be in goal.
Keep knocking it against the fucking crossbar. I won't be a right good keeper.
So we're talking about Guilavogui. He's available to play on Saturday. Don't think he'll be match fit. Crowdfund for Carl's new internet provider. I'm sure Carl will be happy with that.
Yes, please.
Well, he was right about Rodrigo. Oof, debatable. Rodrigo was our best player for one full season, I reckon, when he found his shooting boots.
Yeah.
Rodrigo, class. In our first season, he would have been.
Yeah, due to Bamford being injured, he found his scoring boots.
I'm here. That must be him. Is this him?
Hello.
Hello, Adam. Luton will be in the
top 10. If it is him, well done on calling out Gilly's bullshit.
Yeah, we're buzzing. I actually tweeted from the pod account saying Gilly's going to be happy about Rothwell about a week ago. Luke won't have any Bamford slander. No, I don't think he's deserving of it. He's made some mistakes, but fucking he wasn't. I think he's brought far more to the table than mistakes he's made.
He's absolute fraud and he's stealing a wage.
Bamford, when fit, is invaluable. Agree, Joe. You do know your football, so I will take that from you. Not a legend though. I think that I agree with that, Steve. I think it is thrown around far too easily.
I've had my legends and shit before, and I got absolutely fucking slated for it.
Right,
so
I'll put it to you, so lads, before we move on real quick.
I put it to you.
What do you class as a club legend? What stature does a player need to be? Right, okay. Billy Bremner, right, fair enough. That's it.
I got myself into hot water here, so I'll let you two discuss this first before I jump in.
I think there's a difference between an icon and a legend. Now, I think the majority of that team that got us promoted deserve icon status. There's one or two probably that deserve legendary status. Cooper being one of them, being our captain.
10 years.
10 years with the club, been through the thick and thin. I also think there's probably one or two who shone in that season that probably deserve legendary status. Pablo, Marcelo, yeah, absolutely. Not just because of what he did for the football club, but for everything else he's done around. But I don't think Paddy Bamford necessarily deserves legend status, and I don't think Alioski necessarily deserves. Even though they got promoted, I don't think Klitsch does either. I don't think Barry Douglas. Do you know what I mean? There's players that don't do and don't. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think anybody will deny that. I don't understand what the argument or the question is, Smarty.
But to be called an icon as well.
No, you've basically just said
no
exactly what I
feat.
said last time, except you had a completely different opinion last time.
Who did, me? Absolutely didn't.
Okay.
So I said Bielsa wasn't a legend last time we spoke.
No,
Gilly's definitely going to dig that up.
No, Gilly were worse one a lot. Oh, he's a legend. Fucking blah blah blah. Throwing out fucking confetti. No, we all agreed that Bielsa was. Yeah. But I was the one who was saying that those players, those specific players, are more icons. I was the one that said icons rather than legends. And I'm totally agree.
But icons is not an insult to any of those players.
Absolutely not. That's absolutely not.
No, but that's the thing. Like people,
Gordon Strachan's a fucking club legend. You know, Gary McAllister. You know, Speed. All those sort of lads, with a couple of smattering of others. I mean,
is Tony Yeboah a legend?
I even mentioned Tony Yeboah.
I think you have to do something. I think you have to add something to the club's history to be a legend, and that's the important thing. Yeboah's goals are still shown on Match of the Day.
And that's exactly what I said. I think that
it's left an impact.
People are still watching Tony Yeboah's goals and still talking about Tony Yeboah right now. And that for me is what basically qualifies. People aren't going to be, and give or take. You could probably say that Cooper might be a legend, but people will not be talking about Liam Cooper in 5-10 years. Just won't. They'll be, remember Liam Cooper? Oh yeah, Leeds captain for such and such a long time. People won't be talking about Alioski. People won't be talking about, they'll probably talk about maybe Stuart Dallas because of how he ended his career here and stuff like that. But they will not be held in the same regard as people like Strachan and McAllister and Speed and David Batty. They just won't.
Last real champions, wasn't it?
And the others, obviously, Brenners, your Hunters,
What about your Lucas Radebes? He didn't win anything with the club, necessarily.
Well, you've got to throw him in the same out as Liam Cooper. He's a captain. He was captain.
And he went in goal, which is
Don Matteo, is he a legend? Lee Bowyer, is he a legend?
I think anybody that we still sing about has got to be classed as legendary, haven't they? If you're still singing songs about them.
Yeah. Is Jermaine Beckford a legend?
Jermaine Beckford, therefore, a legend.
Is Becchio one? There's so many.
Beckford scored the goal to get us out of League One. You know what I mean? If you're going to talk about legends.
Anyway, we could be here talking all night about legendary states. Let's
this is proper pub talk, but this is what this podcast is all about. This is why we fucking did this podcast, because this is the nitty gritty shit.
Not because we know stats, and not because we've got
we're stat wankers.
Spreadsheets going out of his arseholes, and we don't wear goggles in Bath.
Gilly does have spreadsheets coming out of his arsehole, to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair.
That's his kink.
Oh, great question. I like this one from Michael. And I've got mine. I've got mine. What is yours? 1, 2, 3 top managers. Which order? Revy, Wilco, Bielsa. Easy. Done.
In that order, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's easy for me to say that now. If you'd have asked me on the eve of his demise,
when we were crying his eyes out,
when we were all in fucking bits live on a podcast, I think I'd have put, I would have definitely felt it. But with hindsight, Bielsa doesn't deserve to be over Wilkinson, and they've still not honoured him, and they've still done fuck all about Wilco, and it's an absolute disgrace.
Well, Thorpe Arch is his baby, isn't it?
Disgrace.
And they've done nothing with it. Like
Bryn Johnson. People will talk about Ducara's goal more than Bamford and Co. Bamford scored a better one than that last season.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Jesus, Bryn, are you on the sauce already at home, or what's the crack like?
That is a fair fucking point, is that? That is a fair point. That was a pretty bloody good goal.
Yeah, but that was at a
It was against Lemmings in lower league, whereas Ducara were against Forest in the league.
Yeah, but still. FA Cup does count. Zip it. Anyway, let's move forward.
What's he talking about there now?
He's on one of his Bryn anyway when he gets going.
Oh yeah.
He's almost as annoying as Gilly when he gets going, I think.
And that's why they annoy each other.
Let's move on. Let's talk about this weekend and Bristol City, because we are getting on for a bit of time tonight. We've talked about lots of different topics.
10 to 10. What the
fuck
is it?
And I've still got toothache from a wisdom tooth I had 2 weeks ago, man. I'm proper struggling.
Right, let's get this done, so.
Let's talk about Bristol. I seen a stat earlier, and I can't remember where it was, that we are pretty much their bogey team. I think they've beaten us once in about 15.
Well, now you've said that, you can absolutely lump on Bristol now, then, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Get your money on Bristol. There you go.
Yeah, but I don't see anything other than a comfortable. I say comfortable now as well. A Leeds win. We tend to do relatively well there. We tend to do well against them at home. Things are gelling, as you said earlier on, Karl. We're looking a little bit more positive. Ramazani comes out. Who comes in, Smarty?
Dan James.
Yeah, all day long.
Yeah,
all day. Give Solomon a steady half hour. Give him, from 60 to 65 minutes.
Who is the ref this weekend, Joe? Has that been released yet? Do tell us. And what are they like? Are they wankers? You are a stat
wanker, Joe.
No,
that's
stat
wanker.
You're a ref stat
info.
wanker.
That's info. That's not stats.
Oh yeah.
I think
there's nothing wrong with stats. He's just a bit. Let's talk about XG.
Would there be any more changes in that starting lineup other than Dan?
Well, Isaac or Byram's going to have to come in for Firpo, or because he's got his booking. Like
surely,
it'll be Byram, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it'll be Byram.
I
wouldn't.
Yeah.
I would like to see more of this Schmidt because he was rated really
high.
high.
I would certainly start Schmidt.
But we know what we're getting with Byram, don't we?
Yeah,
safe
and it's away from home.
Yeah,
that's just one kind of scenario.
I think Schmidt comes in. I think he does.
I'd love to see him come in, but I think we all know that it's been well documented that Byram is fucking Fark's little pet. So I think he comes in there anyway.
Yeah,
could be wrong. Could be fucking way off.
Bristol City are 10th. They've won 3, drawn 6, and lost 2. They have a -2 goal difference, and that's all the stats you're getting from this podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Saturday's ref.
I think
Joe is James Lington, is it?
Do you know what? I pay no attention to the names now. I just know they're all shit.
Yeah. All wankers with flags as well.
We do appreciate the info, though, Joe.
Wankers.
Don't
not refereed us since sent Berardi off and gave a pen against us at Millwall 5 years ago.
Whoa,
great.
Red card was overturned.
Absolute fucking stonewall.
That was shocking refereeing that, wasn't it?
Shite, man.
That was terrible, man. So you fucking 15 minutes into the game.
Some horrendous. I mean, I know that we don't have VAR and it's all shit. And to be fair, I still prefer it over having VAR in Championship. But fucking hell, some decisions. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it?
Honestly.
Tragic.
There's a question here from Richard Hogan. Any thoughts on whether a new Frenchman makes the bench? Luke, you mentioned earlier he's not going to be match fit, really, is he? He hasn't played more than fucking 80 minutes since March or something like that. So
he finished the season with Mainz or whatever they're called, Mainz, and he hasn't been anywhere since. So as long as he's been keeping his well fit, they'll know what level.
He's been training for a few weeks. I mean, he's not even.
They'll know what levels he's at. Well, they'll know whether he's worth risking on the bench or not.
Yeah.
I can't see it, but it depends how short we are. If they might name him, they might not. I can't. Yeah. If we've got enough players, I doubt it.
Appreciate the comment on the Leeds Bros.
But we'll see.
Cheers, man.
We'll see. Has he got the work permit yet? Good question. Don't know. I assume so. If we've announced he's signed for us, and do we need a work permit for him if he didn't have a club? I don't know. I don't know how it works, to be honest.
Yeah.
With you.
Let's not go there if we haven't a goddamn clue.
Yeah. Let's not. So yeah, they're the only two changes. Sorry, to the starting lineup. We think then Ramazani out for Dan James, and then somebody in for Firpo. Nobody else will get changed at this stage. Firpo keeps his place up top. Do you reckon?
Firpo keeps his place up top.
Sorry,
Joseph, you mean, or Pirro?
I think he'll still start Pirro. I think he will. Yeah.
I said Pirro, didn't I? I just said Joseph.
You said Firpo.
You said Firpo.
Firpo up top.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I meant Pirro.
Yeah, we know you did.
Anyway,
we've known you a long
let's
time.
go that. Let's
5 seasons of this shit.
Auto know better predictions.
One of you two okay to write this down for me?
I have a pen and paper at the ready, sir.
And the first one in the comments from now, we will take your. Danny Talk Sport.
No, not Danny Talk Sport. He's always first. He's like fucking. I'm sure he's got it in the drafts, this lad.
Okay.
Not allowed. You were last week.
Right, Danny. Steve Brown leads 1-0. We'll take that one. Hey, actually,
Sorry,
Steve's had a few as well. Steve's
had
a few. Let's take AJ Laws because I think if that is Adam. If that is Adam Mock tweets, then
no, he said he's AJ Lawrence from the shit tape tweets.
I'll say his.
Poor guy.
Who'd you be taking then?
3-0 Leeds. AJ Law.
Okay, and we'll start with you, Carl.
I'm gonna go. Fucking hell. 3-0 Leeds.
You said 3, not 3. What's wrong with you?
3-0.
3-0 Leeds.
Smarty.
There's a reason.
Oh, I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna go 2-0. I think.
Oh, go for 2-1.
2-0.
4-0 Leeds.
Little Lemming is going 4-0.
And I was gonna go 2-0 as well, but Smarty's so shit at this game. I forgot that I've no
Hey,
chance.
mate, I'm climbing that fucking table, son. I'm also denied 5 points as well because of that pickled onion-headed shithouse.
What did you go for there, Smarty? Did you go 2-0 or 2-1?
Oh, you fucking went 2-0.
2-0, right.
I'm
Jesus.
gonna go.
Russ must be on the sauce down in Rotherham
Russ,
there.
lad.
Look at that. Go on, lad.
Russell.
Put a few shackles on that, Russ, and see how you get on.
I'm gonna go 2-0 as well. Actually, fuck it, Smarty. We'll be in this together.
Go on, lad. Go on, mate. Me and you to the end.
2-0. Great stuff. Anything else we need to talk about? Solomon.
I've got an Amaka.
Couple of little things. Liam Cooper, captain at CSK Sofia, got injured the other day, but made it through and played the next game.
That's not like Liam Cooper.
Yeah, Raf. What about Raf last night?
Oh,
Good to
mate.
see. Hat trick,
magic.
captain and hat trick.
Magic,
Fucking
yeah.
legend, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's
He's
magic.
still amazing to think that he played for us for 2 years.
Yep.
it is, but it
pretty
wasn't
much
this good for us.
Single-handedly.
It was good,
fucking
but it wasn't
dragged
as
us
good as he is
kicking.
now.
Oh no, but we were just a stepping stone, weren't we? He was playing with fucking not puddings that we were playing with when we nearly got relegated in second season. Look at who he's playing with now. You know, he swapped fucking
Yamal.
Manford for Lewandowski for fuck's sake. I mean, Christ.
Yeah, Yamal for Alioski.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's doing well. Doing well. Has anyone got anything on his man club?
Just
Should be around still.
just a happy birthday to Paul Reaney as well. 80 years of age, and he was walking around
What a
looking
guy.
like he wanted to be a groundsman there. Fair play to him.
Well, he did. He grabbed hold of the little thing.
pitchfork, yeah.
It got a bit awkward, didn't it? Because it got a massive, well done, Paul, happy birthday. And then he just started dithering around. It was a bit like Joe Biden at one point. He was just like walking around a little bit, wasn't he? Just like, Then he went over to that guy and grabbed his fork off him, started giving it all that. Then he starts walking around a little bit again. I'm like, someone fucking get hold of him.
Quick, get him, quick, before he drops
Get
that
him
framed
quick.
fucking jersey on his head.
Holding it up.
And a happy birthday to Brendan
he's a
Aronson
legend.
as well.
He's a legend.
And happy birthday to Brendan Aronson as well. It's his fucking birthday last day, and he got a goal as well. So fair play. Yeah. Winning people back, one goal at a time, Brendan, man.
Yeah, keep it going, Brendan.
Yeah, keep it going.
Keep it going, man.
Last but not least, I'm not sure if this is up to date, but I'm going to flag it up anyway. And his man club stuff.
Christ,
I think
blurry.
that's. Thank God that's
a bit
not just
blurry,
my
innit?
eyes.
That's very.
Was there not one put in the group on the chat? on
I haven't seen it.
I'll just check. Hold on.
Hold on. Yeah, try this. Try this one. Try that.
We've
That's
got this
the
one.
one.
This one. Can anyone read that?
Not really.
Oh, right then. Well, I can. The 24th. There's only one thing left up this month.
No,
and
I've got an updated one here.
Well, cheers.
I'll read it out.
You do it.
I will do it. Yeah. So Wednesday, 30th of October, it's a couch to 5k with recovery runners in Woodhouse. You can take that one down, lads. That's irrelevant. That.
I'm trying.
Sunday, the 3rd of November, walk and talk at Pudsey Park. Wednesday, the 6th of November, couch to 5k with recovery runners Woodhouse. Wednesday, the 20th, couch to 5k recovery runners Woodhouse. Saturday, the 23rd of November, men walk this way mixed charity event round Hay Park. And then on Wednesday, the 27th of November, couch to 5k recovery with runners in Woodhouse. And also, they've now opened up a Andy's Man Club on a Monday night in Morley as well. Go to their page on Twitter and their website, and you can get all locations on their. They have like a Google Maps and Andy's Man Club Finder thing on their map, so you'll be able to find where the address is. And yeah, remember, it's okay to not be okay and to talk. Yeah, it's cool.
Brilliant. Any other business, gents, before we wrap it up for this evening?
Absolutely not.
Anybody going to
I think
Bristol
I've
on
talked enough
Saturday?
shite.
Absolutely not.
No,
I'm
going
not
to
going,
Hull.
not going to Bristol. I've got a mate's birthday, and my little girl's playing Saturday morning as well, so I'm taking her to a game. But yeah, we will be back at some stage this weekend with a Birardi and Coke. If you do like what you've seen tonight, which we very much doubt, do like and subscribe.
Hit that notification bell. Yeah.
The subscribers are going backwards, never mind fucking going up.
Yeah. Generally, it's meant to see an upturn in subscribers, but we seem to not.
We're the only podcast on a decline. And that's because of Adam slagging us off, by the way. But
it's a shit house.
Saying that'd be the worst. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your weeks, your weekends. Hopefully, we're chatting quite positively on the BNC at some point on probably Sunday.
Gillian Karl are on BNC.
It's me and Gilly, is it?
Sunday morning. And then we will be back for the main pod next Tuesday, I believe. We haven't got a game next week, have we? Next Tuesday?
No, we've got Plymouth at home the following Saturday.
On the 2nd. Yep.
Great stuff. Thanks all for your comments again. As ever, it really does make our life a little bit easier when we've got things and debates and stuff going on. So thanks ever so much for joining us. And we'll see you. Karl and Gilly will see you Sunday. Some of us will see you next week. Thanks ever so much. Take it easy. Peace.
Nice.
Hey, has got a shit tick this week, my little spat of fact.
We're still fucking live. What are you doing, man? Absolute fucking amateur.
Hey, has got a shit tick this week, my little spat of fact.